Because for many of you, money feels hard because your beliefs around money is that money has to move slow. And I'm here to tell you that whatever your beliefs are around money, they're true. So if you believe money moves slow, it will move slow. If you believe that money moves fast, it will move fast. And I wanted to share with you 3 times in my journey when I realized that money could move faster. This belief that money can move faster is critical in your journey as an entrepreneur growing a 7-figure business because it is the foundation to building a 7-figure business. If you believe money moves slow, then you will likely not position yourself to cross the 7-figure mark because money has to move slow. So how could money possibly move at a rate of 7 figures within 365 days? Part of that journey, part of focusing on building a 7-figure company and growing a 7-figure company is believing that money can move faster. So I wanted to share with you 3 quick stories that helped me believe that money could move faster. So the first story took place in 2017 when I launched my business. So I formally filed my business in October of 2017. Within about a month, I got my first client. And that first client was a PD session, professional development session, a full day, and I charged $1,600. And at that time, that felt so huge to me because my salary at that time, it would take me about 2 weeks to make $1,600. So here I am now in my business making $1,600 in a day. And my mind was blown at being able to do that because it proved to myself that money could actually move faster. That what it typically would take me 2 weeks to make, I could do it in a day. So if I could do it in a day, that meant that I could do it in half a day. And if I could do it in half a day, then I could do it in an hour. And if I could do it in an hour, I could do it in 30 minutes. That was my very first experience that taught me that money could move faster. And just so you know, those ain't my prices anymore, but we all start somewhere. The second moment was when I got to Harvard. So after my first year in my doctoral program, I was accepted to an education entrepreneur fellowship. And a part of that fellowship, I worked on an entrepreneurial idea and venture for the summer and received funding from the fellowship to actually be able to execute the idea. And I received $10,000 from the fellowship to implement the idea. And that was the first time in my life that I had received $10,000 at once. And so here I am thinking, oh my goodness, they probably want all of these things in response to this $10,000 so that way they can hold me accountable to receiving their money, right? So $10K, they probably want all my receipts. They probably want me to write a big paper. They probably might want me to record a video to document all of my work, present in this big project to be able to show that in good faith, I responsibly spent the money. And I found out that all I needed to submit was a 2-page memo. So I was like, wait a minute. You give me $10,000 and the only thing I have to do in return is, of course, do what I said I was gonna do. The only thing you want from me is a 2-page memo. Yo, that's $5K a page. So I'm like, money can move faster because I realized in that moment the way that I heard money. I heard $10,000 as lots of accountability, as lots of work, lots of documentation. When in actuality, 10K meant 2 pages of a memo. Money can move faster, and I want you to be aware of how do you hear money. When you hear 10K, do you think 3 months or do you think a day? And then the third moment that taught me that money could move faster is when I invested in a coach. So I had identified a coach that had a coaching program that is exactly what I needed at the time. It was delivering the type of development and learning knowledge and skills that was exactly what I needed at that time in my business. And the program was $20,000. That was the most amount of money that I, at that point, would be spending in my business to where it felt scary. It felt very scary to spend $20,000 on a program. And I knew that I don't know where else I was going to be able to find this type of information. And it was something that I needed in order to grow my business. I also knew that I would show up. I would leverage the resources. I would come to the calls. I would do the work. I would implement. I would get feedback. So there would be no way that I would be the reason as to why this couldn't work. So as afraid AF as I was, I didn't. I paid the $20K, enrolled in the coaching program, and within 90 days of making that investment, I had made 6 figures. I had 5x'd my investment because I had put in the work. I had showed up. I did what my coach told me to do. I was highly coachable. I wasn't going to do it my way, or I think I need to do it this way. If you've gotten results doing it, I want to do it your way first before I attempt to try and change it and do it my way if I ain't made the money that you made, right? And so that's what taught me that money can move faster. And one of the ways in which money can move faster is by investing in yourself. Our beliefs around the rate in which we think money can move are based off of our historical experience. Mm-hmm. And so to have a goal of $5K in a year, to be making $75K as an assistant principal, your perceptions or how you set goals in your business are going to be based off of what you knew until you experience something different and get proximate to something different. And that is evident of the choice that you made in joining our community, that you've just completely shattered the ceiling of what the goal you thought you were going to say. I wasn't going to let you say it, but the goal you thought you was going to set at the beginning of this year, like you're on track to shattering that. So like how, I don't know, I'm going to give you a moment. How does that feel? Like this is what you're doing in your business. This is what you've created in your journey of 3 years ago to now. Mm-hmm. Like, I just want to give you the opportunity to really be able to take in the fact of like, this is what you're doing. This is what you have created. How does that feel?
Wow. Here's the thing. It's like truly, like it's really actually life-changing for me and a lot of it, because it's not even just about like the like financial piece of the business. For me, being able to say, okay, let's go back. When you think about people who make money, right? And you're an educator, you're thinking about someone who is either like techie, they've like invented something, maybe they're doing something nefarious, you know, like, but like it doesn't necessarily, it feels like luck. And so I think being able, when you say like, Erin, actually, if you like just do a little multiplication, girl, I was a reading teacher, not a math teacher. I'm still working through my math anxiety. Like when I hear that, I think to myself just how much control and power I have. Like I don't have to just collect a check every 2 weeks and like take you get what you get. You know what I mean? It's like, no, like I actually I know the inputs, I know the strategy that's going to help me do this. And if I continue to invest in myself, I'll know what the next thing is to get me to the million, right? Because the strategy will have to shift, right? But like, I now know what the next thing is to do, right? And so it makes me feel very much in control. I feel like I have power over my lifestyle, my income. If I choose tomorrow, I don't really want to make, I want to make $100,000. I know exactly what to press play on for that to happen, right? And so being able to feel like I have control over what I want my business to produce is really nice. Not just like my business is happening to me either. And I think for so long, you just kind of take what you can get as an educator. And so being able to say, no. I'm still making impact. I'm making greater impact, actually. And I get to do it in a way that feels good to me. I get to do it in a way that feels, my word for this year was ease. Like, I just want a very like easeful, is that a word?
It's a word today.
Easeful,
yes.
Easeful life. But I do, like, I want to be able to, you know, take a swim. I want to be able to work from Patty. I want to be able to do all the things that I want to do and still feel really good about the work that I do and enjoy it and like inspire others. And I I think it just makes you feel like you have some control, and not in a very tight way, because as a business owner, you have to be so flexible. But knowing that I'm not waiting for someone else to decide what I get is really, really, really comforting.
Talk to us a little bit around the relationship between entrepreneurship and your faith and spirituality.
Yeah, I personally believe that it's non-negotiable. I know, I forget the lady's name, Fannie Lou Hamer, I think was her name, said we need to separate church and state. She's a lie. She's a lie. Our money says in God we trust. Our politicians end every speech with God bless America. And so in my own journey, I've always been a God girl. And I also always separated the two, but I felt inauthentic. Authenticity is a big deal now, right? I started to feel really inauthentic and it just wasn't working. And so I made a decision that if I was going to do this work and I was going to do it well, then all of Darnielle Antoinette had to come to the party. And that meant Jesus was coming too, because I'm a God girl. And by taking that bold stand and deciding that I was going to figure out how to merge the two, not just for myself, but for others, I received a prophetic confirmation that that was what God really wanted to use me to do, that I had the influence, but more importantly, I had the results, right? You know, we transitioned, we rebranded to Move to Millions 2 years ago, but we've been moving people to millions since I've been in the game. It just wasn't our focal point. And the secret sauce really for me is that spiritual foundation. Businesses with a spiritual foundation go farther faster. And when you can understand the key concepts of surrender, obedience, alignment, and forgiveness, and you pair that with business growth strategy, the result is definitely making, moving, and leaving millions.
So first off, just to like make this purely black and white, because you said when you first started your business, 18 months to your first six figures.
Yes.
And how much was your salary at that time as an educator? Do you recall?
$57,000 after 12 years with 3 degrees. I didn't get credited for my specialist degree because I wasn't working in leadership. So here in the state of Georgia, they changed the rules because everybody started getting these degrees and they started having to pay people for the pay scale. So they changed them to where you no longer got paid according to your level of education. You only got paid for that level of education if you were working in that field. So even though I had my specialist degree in educational leadership, I was not getting paid for that degree because I wasn't in an official leadership position. And I was department chair. But because I didn't hold a title of assistant principal or academic coach, which is what I was working towards, academic coach in the new county that I had gone to at that time. But because I was not out of the classroom and because I did not hold a leadership position, they would not compensate me for that degree. And I always knew I'm going to find a way to get paid for this degree.
So, and I think that's even a sermon within itself of how we'd love to go back to school and get degrees, and that doesn't necessarily make you money.
Right.
Versus in your business, like your business can actually make you more money than what a degree would in education.
I mean, I've made my degree, I've made money multiple times over from my master's degree because I have a master's degree in curriculum and instruction. And so I got paid on the tier 5 in the state of Georgia, but in my business, I can get paid $5,000 or $10,000 in a day for helping somebody to outline a course, helping somebody to outline a book. I just created a 6-figure package where part of that package is a done for you.
How many figures?
6-figure.
Okay, continue. 6-figure packages.
It's a 6-figure package where part of the package, you sit down with me and we create the curriculum for your book and not the book, your course or your consulting offer, along with the resources. So I'm thinking about, I learned how to do all that when I was teaching. We had to create worksheets, but we had to adapt worksheets or, apply them to different learning styles and learning levels. I just take the same strategies that I use in the classroom. And because I know how to do it, and because I know how to, set everything up where you're looking at your metrics to look at the assessment or the end goal, and I do that in my coaching business. And my degree might have cost me $30,000, but now I can get paid 6 figures
With one offer, with one client.
With one offer for helping someone to do that, because that can make them multiple six figures or even millions of dollars if they market it and sell it right.
So first off,
and people don't want to think. People don't want to listen. All of you said all of you have a skill set. People don't want to think. And a lot of people don't have the skill set that teachers have. They don't know how to design. They don't even know how to think critically or conceptually when it comes to instruction or when it comes to content. So there are so many companies that will pay you for your skill set, will pay you for instructional design, curriculum design. There are businesses, there are business owners who will pay you for it.
So first off, somebody got free, okay? Somebody got free with thinking, well, will they pay me for my services? Like, you just answered the question. The answer is yeah.
Absolutely.
That is the answer. And so here's what I'm curious about, because I think what's so unique around your business and the work that you do that separates you from folks who might be supporting other offers is you think about it holistically as a business strategy.
Right.
So it's not just, well, I'm going to help you write a book. It's how do I help you monetize the book? And when I say monetize, it's not selling the book. It's attaching the book to a business model or service. And the book is the anchor, and you help people backwards plan. What is the service model? Given my book, this is my framework. So what does that mean in terms of my offers, my content, all those things, which nobody is doing, which is so unique.